It's the final countdown. It's the final countdown.
My favorite player. I'm not saying he's the best, but he's my favorite to watch because of that ruthless, competitive. The sloppiness comes from his reach exceeding his grasp. He wants it so bad. He's pushing himself. You mentioned he's the most athletic point guard ever. That's right. And yet he's pushing his limits even farther than he's capable of going. That's where the sloppiness comes in. Now,
owning it the way that he does, being 6'8", 6'9", 260. I mean, Max, he looks 275, to be honest with you. I don't know how much he weighs, but he looks 275.
What was Patrick Ewing, like 240 weight?
Looks absolutely massive. And then when you take into account the fact that he's shooting 48% from three-point range now, if he's hitting his perimeter shots and he's hitting his free throws, it's impossible to stop him. It's impossible. You just can't. There's nothing you can do. He's big enough to take you down low. He's got enough cachet to get the calls. He's got a handle to go along with his size. You can't push him around. And then on top of it all, he's going to step away from the basket and hit threes as well. It's absolutely sensational. There's no doubt about it. But
He's the greatest shooter of all time. He's definitely the greatest shooter of our era. And I think Ray Allen would say that as well.
Because it's not just the counting numbers he's compiling, it's the efficiency. He's hitting the three better than he's ever hit it. His shooting efficiency is much better.
Right.
Or the best it's been. By the way, he has the most points in the fourth quarter of anyone in the league. He's balling out of control, but you know what? He does that every single year.
He made 20 of 27 shots. He made 10 threes. And then one more little superlative. He was the first to ever make 10 threes and 10 twos in a game. First ever.
He's a defensive genius unlike any we've ever seen. He guards anyone and everyone, from speedy point guards to towering big men. But his brilliance can't be explained just by his physical traits. It all starts with his mind. He knows your plays before you do. Normally, the best defenders shut down one guy or protect a zone of the court. It is all over the place. He is a heat-seeking missile that anticipates the threat and swarms through it, whether it's out here, down there, or anywhere in between. That means he guards everybody and nobody at once. He helps off his assignment, anticipates where he's needed most, and flies into position.
I mean, you can see him really getting after it. You know, a lot of people said he's one of the worst defensive point guards in the league, but look, if you get put into a great defensive system and you put the effort out there, you can be on a great defensive team and be considered a great defensive player. He's leading the league in steals, and he's become a solid defender at the one this year.
very fond of him as a person. He's good. He's really, really good people. And even though he doesn't get much PT, the effort, he takes great care of his body. He plays defense. He's hardcore. He's a rough rider. I got respect for him. I'm not saying he's better than Anthony Davis. I'm saying that Anthony Davis doesn't deserve to be recognized as better than him. Best shooter I have ever seen in my life. This man can shoot from anywhere, okay? The marksmanship combined with today's NBA rules and the way the three-point shot impacts the game, an argument could be made he has maybe the greatest impact on the game.
If you had to put it all on a scale and say what's the single most important skill in basketball in the modern game, the answer is shooting. And he is the best shooter who ever lived. So if you do the thing that is most important in your sport, better than anyone who ever lived, don't tell me that's not a top 10 current player.
Best two-way player.